everyone, welcome back. So, the Pitt season 2 episode 13 turns up the pressure across the board, but at the center of all is Robby, and his downward spiral is becoming impossible to ignore. As the hospital scrambles to transition back from paper records to digital, tensions are already high. Long shifts, exhausted doctors, and the emotional burnout push everyone closer to their breaking point. But no one is unraveling faster than Robby. His conflict with Dana, which started earlier, escalates into something much deeper this episode. What begins as a disagreement turns into a full blown emotional confrontation, and it reveals just how fragile Robby really is right now. Diana urges him to take a sabbatical early to step away before things gets worse. But Robbie refuses. He insists that the hospital can't function without him. And that's where things takes a darker turn. During that argument, Robbie opens up about his past, revealing that his mother abandoned him when he was young. It adds a new layer to his character and explains some of his need for control and fear of letting go. But more concerning is what he says next. Robbie admits that he might not come back after his sabbatical. It's a quiet line, but it carries heavy weight. Combined with everything we have seen this season, it strongly suggests he is dealing with passive suicidal thoughts. Diana clearly recognizes this, and now the stakes are much higher than just workplace stress. At the same time, another situation is making things worse. Robbie's close friend Duke receives devastating medical news. A CT scan reveals a serious condition in his lungs, something Robbie describes as a ticking time bomb. Without immediate surgery, Duke's life is at risk, but due to scheduling delays and the holiday weekend, surgery isn't possible for several days. This puts Robbie in an impossible position. As both a doctor and a friend, he feels responsible for telling Duke the truth. And ironically, that responsibility might be the only thing keeping him grounded right now, forcing him to stay at least a little longer. Elsewhere in the hospital, things aren't much better. Mohan is struggling on multiple fronts. One of her former patients returned in critical conditions, and despite her efforts, his chances of survival are slim. At the same time, her hopes for a fellowship takes a hit when she realizes how competitive the field really is. The pressure builds to the point where she begins to spiral, questioning both her abilities and her future. Ol- Ogilvy faces a similar emotional blow after losing a patient during surgery. The loss hits him so hard that he considers walking away from emergency medicine altogether. But this is where one of the episode's strongest moments comes in. Whitaker steps in. He finds Ogilvy at his lowest point and gives him the kind of guidance that once helped him. He talks about accepting loss, about finding balance, echoing advice that originally came from Robbie. It's a subtle but powerful moment showing how leadership is already shifting within the hospital. And then there's Langdon. After a difficult case involving a child with asthma, he begins to doubt himself. A critical decision nearly leads to disaster, shaking his confidence completely. But in a nice reversal from season 1, Mel is the one who steps up this time, reassuring him that he belongs and reminding him that mistakes are part of the job. It's a small moment but an important one because across the episode, we see a pattern, people stepping up for each other as Robbie begins to fall apart. By the end of episode 13, it's clear that the hospital is holding on but barely. And while everyone is struggling, Robbie is the only one in the most danger. With only 2 episodes left, the question isn't whether the hospital can survive without him, it's whether Robbie can survive himself. That's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.